I'm Mackenzie, and so for the final project, I decided to do a PowerPoint. So the themes I decided to discuss include secondary trauma, justice, and remembrance. And secondary trauma was found in The Reader, which is a 2008 German-American romantic drama film based on the 1995 German novel written by Bernhard Schlink. And then Justice was found within Schindler's List, and it's a 1993 American epic historical film about the life of a powerful businessman, Oskar Schindler. And then Remembrance was found within the United States Holocaust Memorial Exam located in Washington, D.C., and it provides a documentation, study, and interpretation of Holocaust history. So, what is secondary trauma? He said it refers to the emotional and physiological distress that can result from helping or wanting to help a traumatized or suffering person. And it's not direct experience of trauma, but rather the indirect exposure to the trauma experiences of others. In The Reader, Michael Berg experiences secondary trauma through his affair with Hannah Schmitz, a former Nazi prison guard. Michael is a 15-year-old law student who is in an emotionally abusive relationship with Hannah, a much older woman. So Michael experiences secondary trauma, and it includes, within chapter 10, he states that I was oddly moved by the discrepancy between what must have been Hannah's actual concerns when she left my hometown and what I had imagined and theorized at my head. So I was guilty, and if I was not guilty because one cannot be guilty of betraying a criminal, then I was guilty of having loved a criminal. So I said that he experiences post memory secondhand trauma through the criminal actions taken by Hannah when she worked as a Nazi concentration camp guard. Suffocated by the fact that he was in love with the criminal, Michael feels guilty that she helped orchestrate the Holocaust. So some aesthetic choices I found within The Reader include that it used a subdued color palette, especially in scenes depicting post-war Germany, creating a somber and reflective mood. And then it also used silence, and I said that the silence allowed the audience to reflect on the character's emotions and the gravity of certain situations. And then it also used an unreliable narrator, which was Michael, and it adds depth to the film, inviting the audience to question and interpret the events alongside the characters. So within Schindler's List, I really focused on power versus justice. I said that power refers to the ability or capacity to exert influence, control, or authority over others or one's surroundings. And then, quoted by Oskar Schindler, he said that power is when we have every justification to kill and we don't. I said that the film vividly depicts the abuse of power by the Nazis during the Holocaust. This systematic dehumanization, discrimination, and mass extermination of Jews were facilitated by the unchecked power wielded by the Nazi regime. And then justice encompasses the fair and impartial treatment of individuals, ensuring that everyone is treated equitably and according to ethical standards, laws, and principles. The film definitely questions about justice and redemption. While Schindler is hailed as a hero for saving lives, the tragedies of the Holocaust and lack of punishment of many perpetrators underscore the challenges of achieving justice in the aftermath of such immense human suffering. So within Schindler's List, Oskar develops just a better sense of a human who strives for justice and equity. And I said that he transforms into becoming less concerned with making a profit, and soon he spends enormous sums of money to keep his workers safe. So he essentially began his factory into an official subcamp of newly constructed labor camp at Paslau. And for a time, it was a haven for 500 Jews. And then later, he was told that it had to close down, and many of the Jews went to Auschwitz. But he refused to let that happen, and he put together a list of 1,100 men, women, and children that he claimed as his workers, and essentially saved so many people's lives. So some aesthetic choices I found in Schindler's List include that it was a black and white film, and that basically just adds a historical and authentic feel to the movie, evoking the era of World War II. And also, it used red color as a symbol, which adds to like the innocence and brutality of the Holocaust. And then it also used silhouettes and shadows, and this technique contributes to the ominous and haunting atmosphere, especially in scenes set in the concentration camp. And then for my final theme, I chose to use the United States Holocaust Museum as remembrance. And it's located in Washington, D.C., and it's by far one of the most well known Holocaust museums in America. And it is a living memorial to the victims of the Holocaust and promotes citizens' education about this horrific event. And its mission is to serve as a living memorial to the Holocaust, and it aims to inspire citizens and leads worldwide to confront hatred, prevent genocide, and promote human dignity. And then it's also served as a remembrance because it hosts annual events, including Days of Remembrance. So, how can we remember? Remembering the Holocaust is essential to honoring the victims, learning from history, and preventing the reoccurrence of such tragedies. And education is a crucial part in remembering, and sharing survival testimonies is also very important. And then important takeaways include that the reader, the protagonist, Michael, undergoes a journey of self discovery and acceptance, and we can be like Michael by coming to terms with one's past, acknowledging mistakes, and seeking understanding to personal growth. And then within Schindler's List, I said that Oscar teaches the importance of recognizing that humanity in every individual, irrespective of their background, religion, or ethnicity. And then within the museum, I found that if you get a chance to visit the museum, you'll learn that learning is essential to letting history not repeat itself, which leads me to my quote, which says that education is learning how to spot the signs of history repeating itself.